Greetings, hello, and welcome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It'll be a last-minute stream here. Well, last-second decision stream. I was going to do one for sure today, I just didn't know the time. But, yeah, welcome. Let's go ahead and get something set up here, but we're basically playing Mass Transit, a little bit of a early access at the game here. And, hey, Kit, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome, I think you're my first comment. First comment of the day. So yeah, we've got early access to mass transit, and I've gone ahead and started a little city for us here, so we won't be wasting too much time trying to get going. And I've already implemented a few of the buildings in some of the new transit lines and whatnot, but not all of them just yet, so still some stuff for us to explore and figure out. And, oh hey Matt, what's up? Yeah, awesome, yeah, apparently you are today. Yeah, guys, turn on your notifications, apparently they're working. But Matt, 2 streams in a row, blessed by your presence. I appreciate it, man. Man, I've been working so hard in the city, you guys. This is like my creation all from like last night. I think this is honestly 6 hours, maybe, of building. And I was trying to record as I was building, but it just, I don't know, it just never happened. I was going so slowly, and there were so many parts where I'm like, no one is going to want to watch this. Like, no one. They're here for mass transit, and you're doing an intersection for like an hour. But I'm so happy with this. So the map I'm on, Shady Strands, it had a rail thing kind of going through it. So I kind of incorporated the city around that. I've got a monorail system that's like just kind of starting, maybe slowly starting to poke its way through town here. Oh, I had to motor. Like, I knew I was in a rush. Normally I go a lot slower even. There's a monorail. But one of the first things I want to do for the stream, guys, is I want to move this industrial pocket out of here, and I want to get it a bit closer to the water's edge. So I want to turn this into an office space. And I was trying to make, I don't know, some unique neighborhoods and stuff here. So let me show you some of the new stuff we got. But yeah, there's monorails already in place. Just a little line going through the city right here. And I've got my main little central transit hub kind of starting over here. And there's like the niftiest way for the trains to get in. Like, I love this. This is so cool. You come in, spiral upward, enter the station. It's a land transfer point, so you can go from rail to monorail, and then underneath is a metro station too. I'm losing my poor voice here. I've been talking too much these days. Goodness gracious me. And Bungarm, what's going on? Thanks for making it. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, hello. It's a blimp. But yeah, I've got a little airship terminal right here. And then I've got, I don't even know what we're going to make of this. I think it's going to be a little touristy spot. But for the moment, I've got one office building and some commercial. But just this little, like, hillside thing going on. And we have one of the new roads right here. So this is a 2-lane highway. Kind of like a national road system. Just sneaking its way on through here. Which is kind of fun, I think. And Ripple Designer, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you making your way over here. And Simdharma. And Vasily. Oh, everyone. Guys, thanks for tuning in. A lot of love and support right now. I love this. Alright, well, we're going to have a lot of fun this stream for sure. We'll slowly implement some of the new things as we go, but we'll do some good old-fashioned city building. And I love this. It took me forever to make. It's kind of like a DCMI, sort of. Kind of, with like a dumbbell kind of interchange style. Oh, cheeseburger! Oh, I can't, I am ignoring you, apparently. Sorry, dude. What's up, man? And Exo, what's going on, too? Oh, jeez, guys, sorry. I'm having a slow day today, apparently. Alright, so yeah, first thing I want to do, new industrial space kind of up here. We're just getting close to the coast. I think our next unlock, we get a new tile, plus access to our harbor stuff. So I'm probably going to buy the next tile over, and we'll put our actual harbor here, but we'll have some industry in this pocket. And I want to move that industry out of there. And then we can bring the monorail up through here, and then kind of bring the train as well. And maybe we can put another one of these little double stations down. But yeah, thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And I'm going to stick to the in-game music just for the foreseeable future, because I plan on posting this to YouTube after. And they're kind of a little finicky with the whole copyright stuff, so I don't want to use too many mainstream songs. It's not the right height. Oh, hey, Amtrak, what's going on? Day hasn't even started yet? Oh, it's early for you. Oh, boy. That's better. So far, my only criticism with the monorails is the tracks. It's a little tricky to get them to stay nice and level, similar to the trains. So I'm having a bit of an issue right here. And when you're doing the rails over road, let me get a good example of this. You can kind of see the side profile. When there's a bit of a hill, like here's a good example, it gets kind of a little bit wavy, which I don't necessarily like, and I wish there was a way to fix this, but that's kind of unfortunate, the best I can get it. And Cagekeeper, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in as well. Should we get rid of this? I don't like that. So what I ended up doing for a few spots that were like super bumpy is I ended up moving the rails off the road. And this way too, as a bonus, we get the bike lane still. That's super cool, just having the monorail zip through here. Yeah, here's another really neat little stop. So this one has a bus station incorporated into it. So you can have, I think, 8 lanes or something. We're just using 1 so far, but pretty nifty, I think. So yeah, I want to just grow and expand basically everything. So we've got just like a little starter city here. Yeah, this is just vanilla. There's no other mods. I've got basically every DLC under the sun, but no mods right now. So that way you can actually see what's in the new game here. Alright, well I was hoping to maybe sneak most likely this road up to kind of meet this and maybe finish off the box shape. So we'll keep that in mind as we're building. But I'd also like a road that's symmetrical with that one. Just so that, you know, when we're looking at the city from an overhead, visually it looks nice. So let's try and get this to line up. Great, I think that's what we are after. Yep. Wait, is that off by 1? It is. How does that happen all the time? You can see why mods are made. Whatever, close enough. What are the new roads? Well, I will show you, my friend. So you got new ones in almost every neck of the woods. So just down here, you've got asymmetrical roads, which are a very handy thing. And that'll be a 2+1 lane style. So for small ones right here. So for your little side streets or whatever. You've got roads with monorail track, just for your small ones. Makes sense as well. And then for these guys here, this is like personally my new favorite road. Oh, it's so nice. So it's single lane on each side for driving. You get parking as well, which is pretty cool. And then you get a middle boulevard with some trees. And so it's kind of like a smaller scale version of this road right here. See this one here, you got 2 lanes plus parking. This one's just 1 lane plus parking. I love that middle median. Oh, so nice. Very nice. So there's that one, and you also have a bus and taxi version of it too. So instead of a parking lane, it's a service lane right there. Hey, Swimming Duck, what's going on, my friend? How are you doing today? And then monorail track again on the double road. I think that's it for these guys here. That sounds about right. There shouldn't be anything new for the 6 lane. We do have a lot of new highway stuff, though. This is so cool. So, National Road. So, for those of you who use network extensions, this should look super familiar. So, it's just highway speed, 1 lane on each side. And what's super cool, too, is you get naming. So, all the roads now have names. And you can change them. You can make them a priority road, which is super cool to do and convenient. So, I've been doing it manually, but if you wanted to make a priority road, I'm trying to find an example here where I haven't done anything yet. Oh, so like here, for example, right? If I were to make this road a priority road, it would make every street that attaches to it into a stop sign. And then we also have that option too, just on its own, which is super cool. So here I already have the stop sign in place, right? But turn it on and off. And giveaway, I haven't really covered actually too much, just kind of started. But what I did was, just yesterday I went ahead and started a city here, just off camera. I did kind of the nitty-gritty stuff too, like at a very, very slow pace, just to make sure the traffic and stuff was flowing right. That way we can just kind of test out some stuff a little bit faster. But I was just showing off, we have a little bit of a monorail network going. We've got our airships kind of cruising around. I've got one little port thing down here. I think I need to terraform a little bit more though. This is still, I think, a little bit too tall for my my liking. But we have access to the tile space over here. What I was thinking of doing was maybe having a canal make a U shape or something, and then we can run one of the ferry boats up and through there. And no, actually, I'm not running any mods right now. It's just the base game plus basically every single DLC imaginable. And I'm just kind of showing off the new roads right now, guys. So for those of you that's jumping in. So in the small roads, we've got asymmetrical, so 2 + 1, and you can just change the direction of those super easy. And what's really nice is in network extensions, you couldn't do that. You had to redraw the road, which is a little inconvenient. And we've got our single road here with the monorail on top. We've got a new boulevard here, which is super, super nice. It's 1 lane of driving plus 1 lane of parking, and a nifty little tree median. It's kind of a smaller version of this one. So this one is a familiar road, just kind of for comparison's sake. And then this is like the service version of that. So you've got bus and taxi lane right there, which is super cool. And then monorail road for the 2-laner. And then this is the first of our new highway roads. And this is just basically a national road, so highway speed, 1 lane each side. And then we've got a 2-lane highway road. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Same thing with the sound barriers. This is what I wanted. And if you'll notice too, the one-way roads now have arrow indicators showing what direction they're going. And there's that same road with sound barrier. So that was basically the other version of that one, right? Just so we can have them all. And what's really cool is they now have 4 lanes. So a lot of these are familiar if you played with network extensions. So here's kind of an overview, plus a blimp. And just kind of a really quick little jump into the blimps and stuff, right? So you make the air corridor, which is cool, and you set the line in the corridor. And when you click on any transportation line, you get an updated, like, real-time kind of view of what's happening. So I've cut back on the number of vehicles by lowering the budget. If I want, I can go back to almost 100, which is 9900. That brings me back to 4 vehicles. You can see where the 4 vehicles are relative to the total length of the line, which is super cool. And you can see their capacity and how many passengers they have. So that's I mean, for me, it's super cool. So you can do the same thing with your monorails, just really anything. So if you find that, like, yeah, any one particular route has got like way too many lines, or you're trying to make an express where there's like, 1 train per hour or something, like, that's the way to do it now. And speaking of monorails, here they are. So my only monorail criticism, and it's not really criticism, I just wish that they had done the switches a little bit differently. They're a little bit more cosmetic versus anything else right now. It'd be cool to see, like, the switches actually move and stuff, but if that's like my only criticism, I'm not that worried, right? This is cool. We have a monorail to train transfer point right here. There's a metro underneath, and what I'm trying to do is just create a new district over here. We'll plop down another one of these buildings, and we'll just link everything up over here. And I'm actually just trying to move this little industrial pocket up to our coast, because we're actually playing with milestones right now. So I'm trying to just unlock some stuff. And I figure, what's the best way to show off the new DLC but to use it and build a city? So just, yeah, some good old-fashioned city building. Yeah, and trams, you get those with Snowfall. You know what? I don't necessarily think I want to make a whole bunch of 4-way intersections here. I'm trying to cut back on traffic, more or less. If anything, really, I actually want to have a highway come in through here. So why don't we do that right now? Use some of our new highway roads. Because what we could do is have like a roundabout here. So actually, I will end up doing that, making this into a 4-way intersection. And when you're doing your road lane, you can see you can see where the nodes are now. And to a certain extent, you get a bit of the precision engineering mods. built into the game now. So you can see like degrees. But opportunity lost, they didn't add the unit counter, which is kind of a little frustrating for me, but c'est la vie. Room for improvement, I hope, down the road. Mass transit $12.99? That's not a bad price. You do get some stuff free with the general update. You actually don't have to buy anything to... so like the road naming features, like this thing right here, your junctions, like your ability to kind of change and adjust roads, like that kind of stuff comes with the base game. Or it'll come with the update, sorry, for the base game. It's just the new forms of transit. Like these guys here, like the monorails, the chairlifts, like your blimps, like that kind of stuff, your canal ships and everything. Those are all what you're getting when you purchase it. And the monorails and that kind of stuff, right? Otherwise, I don't think there's any other buildings. And it could just be me, but I feel like the AI performs a little bit better since they kind of did that rework to the roads. I don't know if that making the nodes appear was the reason for that. Anyway, so let's bring a highway in through here, connected to the roundabout. That'll be kind of the center of our industrial area here, and we'll bring in a train corridor as well. And I'm kind of hoping to get a mix between some cargo and some freight, or passengers. Can't speak here. Okay, 2-lane highway should be pretty good. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this a different way. I keep forgetting I'm not using mods, so I gotta be a little bit more creative. You'll see what I'm doing. There we go. We don't play any music. Oh, all I need was one. It's a little fast way to do roundabouts, and then get some even roads going in and out. It's kind of nifty. Yeah, I got early access just because I make the YouTube videos. Actually, it originally started on Reddit, where I reached out to the community manager way back in the day when the subreddit was brand new, just to be friendly, not really to get any DLCs or anything. And then he offered me, I think it was After Dark when that came out, and I was like, what, really? Like, you consider me one of those kind of YouTubers? And that was at the time when I had like that first video that was coming out that was pretty much going viral. Now it has like 1.2 million views, but I had like no subscribers, right? It's like my first like real video. And he was like, yeah, man, you're popular. And I was like, I guess so. I love this. See, when you're trying to do some road snapping, it just helps with guides. Shows you where your roads already are. But the game, guys, comes out in 2 days, so it's not like I got it that early, you know. I have this thing for like super smooth angles and stuff. Cool. And this will probably just go another block or so and end as well. So it's not really a highway that goes anywhere, it's more like an express that kind of comes in. I'm thinking just for like fast turnaround for our truck friends. Well, thanks for saying so, Bugarm. But yeah, the game should auto-update the morning of the 18th. So if you leave your Steam running, when you come home from work or school, you'll have a new game to play. Alright, I'm tempted to fix this little squiggly bit since we're about to do some work on the highways here. And then what we'll do is we'll bring in the rails through here. I'll drop down another monorail station, maybe one of the smaller ones, just so it's not too much of a copycat. And then we'll mix that in with some of our tram and passenger stations. Maybe we can use the, there's a nifty monorail station here. It's got a bus bay attached to it. So that can be maybe like the main transit hub for our cargo / industrial area. And the new roads, they will actually be available in the update. That's something I totally forgot to mention. You do get these in the update. It's just the, like these things here, like the airships, the boats, monorails, chairlifts. Those you get with the, when you're paying for the update. Alright, let's fix this. But when you're running roads next to each other, it's a lot easier now with that little road guide. The only thing that throws me off still is like this is completely different. So in the old days, you know, you would turn this off and you have freeform, right, for when you're doing your you're moving around. But you gotta manually turn off which ones you want. And I will sometimes turn off the road guidelines because I find that when I'm getting close to other roads, the suggested one kind of interferes with my pathway. I'm keeping it on now because we're doing some roads next to each other, but... Oh, I didn't even look. See, is that the same hill? It is, yeah. Just blindly drawing the same straight line that we just erased. And I'm going to do my best to stay on top of the chat here, guys. So if you have any questions, totally feel free to ask. But I've only got, I'd say about 6 hours or so of gameplay in with the new DLC, so I'm not 100% on everything yet. Oh, my cam is blocking where the road thing is. I promise you, you're missing. Oh, right. So you're missing nothing, but right, I just described what you're missing. Here, 1 second, guys. Let me move my cam and I'll explain that again. Let's move this over to the right. There we go. So yeah, over here. Try that again. So this thing right here, this is what I was talking about. In the old days, you would turn this on and off, and that would get rid of the snapping, so you could have free-for-all with where you're putting your roads. It wouldn't follow any guides. But now you got to manually choose which ones. And then for me, I usually keep them all on because I find it inconvenient to have to turn them all on and off constantly. But I'll turn the road guideline off, and that one stops the. See how it doesn't give us a dashed line when we get close to this, whereas when it's on. See how it gets when we get in line with it, it gets that dashed line. Sometimes it'll take over, and the snap point will pull you over that one extra tile, and you don't want to. So that's the only thing I end up changing. Oh, and guys, I'm going to be doing a 12-hour stream on Thursday, which will be pretty crazy. And I'm actually doing a dual stream with our good buddy Azili. I think she's actually streaming right now too, so you can hop in and say hi to her too. And she made a custom map for us, and we're going to release that on Thursday. So if you guys wanted to grab the DLC and kind of build along, we'll be basically playing the whole day. We'll do a multi-stream. We'll shout out or send out the link constantly, so you guys can watch both of us build at the same time. And it'll be the same kind of format where it's like if you're going to a bar and it's one of those like paint nights with your friends or whatever. And you're all like showing the same bowl of fruit, but you all paint something entirely different. Same kind of idea, right? But for city building. I don't know why that didn't work for me. Yeah, you know what? I kind of thought they maybe would have done a little bit of stuff with the trams, but then at the same time, it's like if you haven't bought the tram DLC, it's almost like they're kind of forcing you to buy it. Like that's how it could be perceived, maybe. I personally think Snowfall was worth it just for the trams on their own, because like, I'm such a tram enthusiast. And like the city I live in real life, we've got trams here. So it's just awesome to kind of, get that whole like nostalgia factor in with it, right? And then of course, using mods and assets or whatever, you can get like custom vehicles, and I can get the actual trams that are in my city, which is even better. How do my tiny roundabouts hold up against traffic? Actually, not too poorly. I'll go as small. I'm trying to think if I have any right now. If I had the network extensions mod on right now, I would show you, but I would go sometimes as small as 2 or 3 units for a roundabout. I can probably still do it with this. But for, yeah, like an inner, so like say like right in this middle, like an inner residential suburb, so like local traffic only, at the very middle of that road, I would have like an eensy-weensy roundabout, just to kind of save from having a stop sign or an intersection or whatever. And look at that, I can still do a two unit roundabout without any mods. That's beautiful. But I wouldn't use something this small for, say, like one of the bigger areas. You can kind of see, like, just from an overhead view, generally the bigger the intersection, the bigger the roundabout. And like my highway roundabouts are considerably bigger than my in-town roundabouts. And I should be using more roundabouts just in general. But yeah, roundabouts, they're phenomenal. I feel like they're not everywhere in Europe by accident, right? So I don't know why we don't use more of them here. And yeah, I do, it depends. Like this one right here, for example, I unzoned, when my city was brand new and I needed the space, I didn't have the tiles unlocked, this was still regular road. And I was using it as, yeah, I would zone off it. But right now, this is kind of, in my mind, like a little in-town expressway. And I've got some shopping kind of hit or miss around here. And then these roads have got stop signs. So it kind of discourages people from just using them as cross streets, because it's a little slow for them to get around. But this is, yeah, this is kind of connected over to here, connected to our main highway. So it's just a way to get people in the city a little bit deeper, a little bit faster. All right, and yeah, these little high-speed ones, I kind of like them. When we did the, you know, roads that intersect and then draw the roundabout like that, it's kind of fun. All right, let's continue with this. I'm honestly the king of getting sidetracked when it comes to this kind of stuff. So you guys gotta help me stay focused, right? Let's go a little bit further. Shave off a hint here. In my mind, I keep thinking that I'm using the Move It mod, and I was like, oh, we'll just fix that afterwards, but no, we can't. Yeah, this is a little crooked still. That's better. But yeah, the road naming feature, I think that's such a handy... I have no idea how to describe it, but it feels like it adds such an extra little bit of realism. You can kind of see the way the roads just snap to each other right there, just as a result of the road guidelines being on. It's so much easier when you're doing like this kind of stuff where highways run next to each other, which is ironic because I'm actually having a little bit of trouble right here, but I think you know what I mean. Not a perfect system, but it's easier. Okay. And then one-way arrows, huge help. Like, huge help. And at first, I was like, oh, they're so subtle, I can barely see them. But now I kind of like that. Because there's no way to turn them on or off, unfortunately. So you're kind of just stuck with them permanently on. Which is, I mean, now I'm kind of used to them. At first, I was like, oh boy. Went through a wide range of emotions with those things, apparently. I'm thinking that if we are going to be dropping back down and then going back up again for a bridge here, that wouldn't make too much sense. So let's just stay elevated. We'll bridge over top of this, and we'll just come in now for our interchange. Not too shabby. That transition there is not the best. And remember, this is like no mods, so it's a little trickier to do than if I were using mods. Yeah, maybe still, it's not the worst, not the best though. It's a little steep, but I like that more. So that we can keep.
Old music for old listeners.
Oh hey, what's going on, KK Maria? Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, Snowfall. I really like that DLC. I still think that the best DLC they've ever released is After Dark. I think that's like your best bang for your buck. But you know, if you're not in a rush or anything, the DLCs and everything, they do go on sale quite often. So if you're patient, you can probably pick up 2 or 3 DLCs for the price of one sometimes. I think my cat just woke up. Oh, she's kind of awake. Here, see if I can I see my cat back there? She's sleeping on my couch with my my Star Wars stuffed animals. Hello. you have enough room? Oh, am I disturbing you? Okay, I understand. Yeah, mass transit $12.99, which I think is pretty reasonable, especially for the all the new forms of transit you're getting. I'm coming from this side. I'm trying to make this like super oversized, but I just realized we don't actually have that much space on this side right here to work with, unfortunately. Why do I have a couch in my bedroom? Well, firstly, this is not my bedroom. Secondly, who wouldn't want a couch in their bedroom? That's awesome. Yeah, my main monitor is actually a 46-inch television. So I just move my computer chair out of the way, and then I'll I got like cable and stuff down here too, so I'll just kind of, you know, watch my TVs. And then I've got my secondary monitor just to the left of that, so I can like, you know, I can just basically multi-monitor even while watching TV, which is super convenient. So. Alright, that's the main part of our connection. See, I like this transition. Why can't we make that happen the same way? Who's in charge here? Who do we speak to about this? Oh, that was Lucy, actually, not Linus. Linus is the usually the one who comes on stream. Lucy, she's really shy. But it's only recently that I found her down here hanging out with the with those stuffed animals. I think she like thinks they're her buddies or something. She like kind of like snuggles up with them, which is like super adorable, right? And then like in my mind I'm like, she's probably going to ruin them, but I'm like, I don't have anything to move her. It's, you know, it's like too adorable, right? I think anyone who has a cat will understand. Anyone without a cat is like, oh, just move the cat. But I can't. That's not how it works. I should do this a little bit differently. I might do part of this underground just to save some real estate space here. It doesn't look too chaotic. It's a little odd because we're gonna be going below ground. I feel like our tunnel entrance should exit and meet right there, if that were to make like the most amount of sense in my mind, right? And this is something that's new too, is you have to toggle this way. You can't use your page up and page down anymore to go between like when you're demolishing above and below ground. And I don't know if it's a bug or what causes it or whatever, but sometimes when I click on my demolish, it'll just bring me below ground when I don't mean to be. And then I'm sitting here like, you know, fidgeting with buttons, being like, what do I do? How do I get out of here? So it's kind of funny. Alright, well then this one, I guess, just needs to go that way. This one I'm probably going to go up and over, though, just so we don't have to worry about competing tunnel space. No, actually, I'm using 0 mods right now. So everything I'm using, guys, is available now with a combination of DLCs with the new one. So these highway roads right here, these are all brand new. See what I mean when I go to the bulldoze? How it brings me below ground? Like, that was driving me bonkers. I couldn't understand why that was happening. I need another. I need a cam cat, or a cat cam. I could do that. Do you know what though? My cats, it would like totally inflate their ego, because her, like Lucy, the one on the couch, her #1 problem is she knows she's pretty. Like, I tell her constantly, but she knows it. And Captain Beerchin, my man, what's going on? Thank you very much.
I want to play this DLC so bad.
Respectable. Dude, you are a legend around here. You literally donate every stream. Thank you very much. Guys, if you want to light up the chats, holy smokes, what is going on here?
A small thank you for the time you spend making entertaining videos for us to enjoy.
Oh, guys, honestly, thank you so much. Both of you, that is really, really kind of you. If you guys want to just, yeah, light the chat up with some hearts, get some love out there. And the donations, honestly, they do help a lot. Keeps the lights on, keeps the kitty cats fed, I guess, you know? But really, that's honestly, that's super kind of you. And Captain Beerton, really, like, you are amazing. So thanks, guys. And for the rest of you, thanks for just being here. I know, especially today, a lot of options. This is kind of getting a little silly here. Alright, I'm gonna just do the double tunnel. I just don't like when it becomes like Bridge City, you know? Okay, a little bit of a different approach, but I don't want to just spend too much time just doing this kind of stuff, right? Like, we all know how to do this, pretty much, right? There we go. More or less an interchange. And then this I'll probably end up just covering with trees and rocks and stuff anyhow. But my thought for this was I wanted really, really, really fast turnaround for our soon-to-be-built industrial area here. Oh, and Bexar, what's going on? That's a name I haven't seen in a very long time. How are you, my friend? And guys, mark your calendars on Thursday, so 2 days from now, I'll be doing a 12-hour stream, which is crazy. I can't even believe I'm doing that. But yeah, 12 hours of City Skylines. And I'll be playing with Azili, and the two of us are going to be on the same map, and we're going to have like an entirely different city by the end of the 12-hour stream, which will be super, super, super fun, I think. I was kind of comparing it to, it's like if you were to go to, like, you know, one of those like bar paint nights or whatever, and you know, you're all shown like the same bowl of fruits, but you all paint something different. Same kind of idea there, right? I know we don't have the real potential need for a 6-lane here, but I just want the extra turning lane leaving the highway. Oh, did I make a roundabout with 4 lanes? Did I do that by accident, or you mean this one right here? I don't think or there's this one. This is a nifty roundabout. Same with this one here. It's got a bypass. Yeah, I was getting very carried away with my but you know, overall I kind of like this city layout. It's kind of fun. So I made this last night in about 6 or so hours, just like kind of throughout the day. And I just wanted to get this kind of out of the way so we'd have something to work with in terms of the new DLC and stuff. But yeah, I like this. We got a fun little DCMI interchange right here kind of thing going on. Little rail corridor through the city. I have this like kind of, I don't know, I love doing these now. They're like inner city suburbs. So you have these like local only roads. Kind of like them. And then you kind of save these roads for just the drive-in, so don't really get bogged down by traffic. And then I'll line them with trees. You can see I've done it in some zones so you can kind of see the difference. And I think it just makes these nice little segregated kind of districts. So it's like an office district separated by, like, you know. Should be kind of cool. Yeah, I also have some giveaways too, guys, for Thursday. Just a little friendly heads up. So let me show you some of the new DLC stuff, since a few more of you have popped in. So we've got the workings of a monorail network right here, and this is what we're going to be expanding on very shortly. This kind of makes its way through here. Another station set up over here. This is actually pretty nifty. This one's got a bus station attached to it as well. Love that little screen right there. So your people, they come in, your Sims, they transfer, they go down, get picked up by buses. You can have 8 buses in here. I think more, actually, if you're creative. Kind of going through town. And then I'm trying to make a central public transit hub over here. And we have a monorail to train to metro station right here. And this is just a super awesome building in general. And so this is one of the buildings you get with the new DLC. Look at that, underground parking and stuff. Like, this is so cool. See right in. Got your monorails. And the monorails, I mean, everything, there's so much more customization options. So like when you click on your line, oops, you're dragging your line, silly. You can see all the individual units on the line. You can see their max capacity, so each monorail holds 180 passengers. Our busiest one, 58 right now. That's cool. If we felt like this was not really that efficient, because it's not, we don't have that many passengers, we could scale down on the number of vehicles by lowering our budgets. Now we only have 4, which is super cool. Or if we wanted to, we could just like you know, maximize. But that's a little too much, I think. I feel like the game has a pretty good idea of how many you should be using. Yeah, around 100 is fine. I wish there was like, you could just type in the number yourself. But either way. And change the colors and all that stuff too, of course. And we've got our airship corridor. And with the airships and the waterways and like that kind of stuff, you've got to draw the actual corridor for the lines to go in. So let me show what I mean. So like we have to do this, and then an airship would only be able to follow in, say, this path. Couldn't have it go its own way. And so that way, if you wanted to have an airship sneak its way through your downtown core, you can still plan your buildings accordingly and not have to worry about, you know, tall buildings kind of being in the way. So it kind of comes in, makes this little drop. Some tram stops right here. And I eventually want to get a bus terminal in this little quadrant right here, but we're kind of working towards that right here. What's the point of the airships? I mean, honestly, there's no real point besides the sheer funsies. They're a little bit slow, so there's definitely some more efficient forms of transit out there. I think, though, they'd be kind of fun for when you're crossing rivers. So instead of doing, like, bridges and like, canals and, like, that kind of stuff to worry about boats. And then for us, what we're doing is I'm going to be making a tourist area right up here on the hill. So I just started by putting, like, an office building down with some commercial just to get some activity. But we've got the other end of our airship right here. So people are coming up, and much to my very pleasant surprise, people are actually using the airships too, which is super cool. Airships. Oh wait, no one's using them now. Wait a minute. They were using them before. Actually, let me click on the individual line, then we can get the answers. Okay, yeah, so maybe this is just not reflecting properly, because it should be under the air category. Oh, it is. Duh. I take it all back. So I think realistically the forms of transit I'll most likely use would be the monorail and the chairlifts. I think the airships are kind of a little novel. The ships, I haven't used them yet, so I can't really make too much of a comment on it. I'm probably going to rework how these have gone in. I think maybe the pier is a little bit too tall still. But yeah, what we're doing though is just kind of making a new industrial zone. I'm moving this industrial pocket out of here. We're going to convert that over to condos and some office space, grow the population, just trying to unlock some more milestones. And then we'll link this up with the monorail and the trains. But like I was saying before, I'm just the king of getting distracted, so I apologize. But we'll hopefully be having some fun along the way. And I do have the notion of bringing a tram in over here too. So there's gonna be a lot happening in this area, but I think it'll be kind of fun. And you know, why don't we do some zoning while we're at it, and that way we can just tackle a little bit of demand. And guys, for today, it probably won't be the longest of streams. Just a quick little hello. We haven't been streaming for very long, so I'm not going to be ending anytime soon. But I was thinking maybe like, you know, 3-4 hours total. And I think we've been streaming maybe like 20-30 minutes. So we're only just getting started. But on Thursday, I will be doing a 12-hour stream, and that madness will be starting at noon Eastern Standard Time. So mark your calendars. Grab yourself a whole bunch of snacks, and yeah, load up for the long haul. That'll be a lot of fun. So we'll be building a city right from scratch. I wonder if we can get our tram to sneak in through here. Probably not, realistically. Maybe when we're on top of the tunnels. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Oh yeah, your existing games should be no problem to load up. It doesn't affect the saves. You might have issues though using some of your older mods though, so just a heads up on that. And so as a result, right now I'm not using any mods. We're just going au naturel. So everything you guys are seeing is part of like one DLC package or another. Okay, so a lot of our trams come in like that. Could get a little busy here, just with the highway unloading, but we'll see. And this is kind of fun, I think, right? I like that. Especially if we have a breakaway and then have like an office district, you know, have a tram line serve that, and then have this one come down just for like the industrial workers. And yeah, guys, on Thursday, I will be giving away some copies of the game and some copies of the new DLC, plus some copies of the old DLC as well. So, lots to do. And it's actually not. I still think opportunity lost to not add a unit count, because you get basically like precision engineering now built into the game, but you don't get the unit count. You get degree marker, and then same with the when they added the junctions. So you now have the ability to add stop signs or remove traffic lights. But what's frustrating though is there's no yield. I don't like that. It's so like opportunity lost. And something that's really cool too is if you wanted to. Oh, actually, that wouldn't work because that's got those. This will be the most dramatic on this road. So if I wanted to make this road into priority and add stop signs really quickly to all of those, I can click on this, make this a priority. And so now anywhere there's a connection, there'll be a stop sign. And you can kind of see that. I know the lighting's not the best, but that's kind of nifty, right? So it's almost like you have a built-in traffic manager. So that's kind of cool. Turn them off manually on one, keep them on other. So hopefully a future update, or maybe someone can just do a little hotfix and make a mod for it, but hopefully we can get some yield signs to go along with that, because that'd be kind of cool too. And then personally, my new favorite road, honestly, is this one right here. Love this. Single-landed driving, you get your parking. I'll use this on this side for our office district, but I'm not going to use it down where the industry is going to be. And I did say I want a tram to go through. Yeah, the price, it was $12. Is that what we figured it out? I'm trying to make things just like different and fun for no real reason other than just because right now. That's kind of cool. Alright, well, let's start thinking about transit for down here. So I did say I wanted one of the monorail to bus hubs, and then we'll bring in our trains separately at a different station, but we'll have those pretty close to here. So why don't we have that even right here? So we'll have to have some deviation to our tram routes. I don't know what that snap. There we go. Snap straight. It's cool. So you know what? Instead of darn, I'm trying to think here. Yeah, you know, let's do something crazy here. It's gonna be like a transit overload, but I think it'll be kind of fun to do this. So I really do like the look of that street. So let's try and keep it, because we can have a tram run right alongside, just for like the pure fun of it. All right, let's try and smooth that out. And like the nodes, everything, it feels like such a different game to me now. Like, that's cool. And then like if you find this to be a bit too sharp, just like back it up. You have that option pretty much. So it's cool. But like, fair warning though, if you're one of those people that like gets a little too bogged down by the nitty-gritty stuff, like you're gonna be taking forever to do so many of these things. And I have one. It's like the developer copy, sorry. So that might be like the little random bugs and those kind of things. They might be hot fixed by the 18th. It's like that in my mind. That's a little cleaner. But then if I don't even want that as a bridge, we can just do this as regular road the whole way, right? And then we can have that come in just off on the side anyhow. Like, super cool. And let's convert this. That's awesome. Alright, let's get super creative here. Because it'd be kind of fun to, I think, get trams still through here, right? Yeah, now we're cooking. This is basically the central transit hub for our port area. Because people will still be taking transit to work, even down here, you know? Coda's so hot, Jedi's keyboard's on fire. I wish. But yeah, most of the DLCs are usually priced at or around, like, you know, $10 to $15. And then the little tiny ones are like $5, but... Perfect. Now tell me that's not nifty, right? Convergence of transit here. Man, oh man, it'd be really crazy if we could get a bike lane or a bus lane, sorry, to go along with that. Even a bike lane, I would take that too. Why not, right? All right. I'm still not used to all these new new clickies here. So this is the same kind of idea. I was worried about this becoming a little bit maybe clustered because of the highway. So I think a monorail is probably a better option versus the tram. But we can still have the tram run, you know, down through here and then cut back up and then head back home. Link up with this even. It's crazy. I wish we had this tile. Oh man, we're really only halfway there. We're like double our city population. That's oh boy, it's a little bit of a taller order. I don't have the day-night cycle on, so let's throw a solar power plant down here. Now the only assets I am using are ones I made myself, so I've got some parking lots I've created in the workshop. Otherwise, everything else in the game right now is basically what you get with either a DLC or the stuff that's coming out on the 18th. No, the 12-hour stream, that one's going to be on the 18th. This is just a little you know, good afternoon, how are you doing? Let's see what the game's all about. Quick kind of stream. And quick in my mind is like, you know, maybe 2-3 hours, so it's not like we're done anytime soon, but it won't be like an overly long stream happening soon. I've got to mentally prepare for the 12-hour one. Because up until now, our longest stream to date is only 9 hours, so this is going to be breaking all the records here, at least for me. And it's so funny, there's some people I follow, they have like a 12-hour stream like every other day, and here I am just like, whew, gotta get pumped up, gotta get ready, you know? I feel like I gotta go do some, like, I don't know, laps around the block or something. That's a little awkward, but I think we'll keep it. Don't need it to be that long. I want that on that side. So what I'm doing here is just a little turnaround point so trams can just pick up, drop off people. I'm going to give them an option to literally make a little U-turn, so if we have this as an endpoint too, that'll be perfect for them. But yeah, the 12-hour stream, I'm going to be using some mods. Just for today, I wanted to just show you guys a little... So this is what I meant. This is an instance where I don't like having the road guideline on. So I'm trying to do my curvies. It's giving me a weird snap point. So I'll turn it off just for this. I just find it a little bit, I don't know what the word I want to use is, it's a little bit frustrating or like annoying having to keep turning this on and off. I miss kind of the old days where you just do the one clicker, but at the same time I like having all the extra options, so it's kind of, I don't know yet, right? Still too soon. Yeah, it's much better. Much better. And then, let's bring a road down through here. It's like, that's nice. I know where to line that up, right, as a result of the road snapping. So it's like, I like it some days, I don't like it other days, so it's kind of weird. Oh, well, I mean, the best way to describe what's new with the DLC is think of this one as like mainly focused around transportation, and a lot of it being public transportation. So you can see we've got some airships already floating around. You get monorails, so you can see our little monorail setup right over here. And then you also get ships, which you can use in your canals and your rivers. Don't have any of those just yet, but this is like the garage in one of the depots right here. And you also get cable cars. We don't have those in just yet, though. But the main fun thing, and just since it's been a while since I showed you guys, let me go through all the new new roads again. So new ones in our little small road. We have asymmetrical roads, which are 2+1, super convenient. So it does get rid of the parking. So for those of you who hate having cars parked all the time on your side streets, it's a good way to do that. And also a little tidbit, if you hate when cars park on your streets, if you use the tree line roads, it gets rid of the parking space. So just a little fun thing for that. And then to switch these, just, oops, take out those of course, right click. And then this will look familiar to those of you who use network extensions. Very, very similar. But with the network extensions, you couldn't change the direction. And just a little asterisk, how awesome is this? This little sexy bit of median right here, eh? It's a little like winking eye at us, being like, how are you doing? Well, how are you doing? That looks pretty cool. I love that. So if you wanted to set up some turning lanes on your side roads, that's like a super great way to do that. And we got our single lane road here with the tram track on it. Not tram, with the monorail, sorry. Over here, as far as new roads go, you got these guys here, which is a single lane of driving, a very handsome median with some lovely trees in the middle, and you get a nifty little parking lane to go with that. And this, I think, has got to be my favorite new road. Let me show you that in action over here. I've got it down our little office zone right here. So you got everyone able to park out front, so you just, hop into your little diner, get your coffee, not blocking anybody. So like the businesses would love it, right? Like parking everywhere. And I do have my little parking lots kind of here and there, so, parking in that sense, right? But, ooh, I love this. Very nice. And then you've also got, and that's basically a smaller version, or like, if these two were like cousins or something, right? This is kind of like the smaller version. So these 2 lanes plus parking, this is 1 lane plus parking, different median configuration. You like that, hey? How you doing? And you also have like a service version of that too, so bus and taxi lane instead of the parking lanes. I love that little shadow, eh? Of the blimps going by. And then of course more monorail roads for the double lane. Nothing is new with the 6-laners right here. These, I think come with After Dark, the bus lanes, in case you're wondering. In the bike lanes, you get these with Snowfall. And then a lot of the new roads are with the highway. So highway on-ramp, off-ramp, familiar single-lane highway. You now have a national road, so like a 2-lane highway. So highway speed, 1 road in each direction. And this comes with a sound barrier version as well, which is pretty convenient. So if you wanted to run some little expressways through your neighborhoods. And I probably should have upgraded this with the sound barrier version, but we'll do that later. But yeah, there's a 2-lane highway now, also super convenient. So you can have a 2-lane on-ramp, little expressways if you want, sound barrier version as well, and then opposite direction you've got 4-laners now, which is super convenient. That's kind of cool. Oh, the bike lanes are also After Dark? Why do I always forget that? But yeah, After Dark, I think personally is like the best DLC they've released, and this one has got to be a very, very, very close second. But I'm such a sucker for anything these guys make. I'm like a Colossal Order fanboy, I guess. All right, well let's get some monorails going here, so we can show off some more of the new stuff. So yeah, we're in the process of making a new kind of like factory cargo hub thing down here. Trying to move this little factory zone out of that part of the city. That's kind of remnants from when the city started. And I'm going to put a like a little shipping lane and stuff through here too. And we can try with some ferries and that kind of stuff as well. And one thing I really do like about Colossal Order is like they have free versions of the DLCs. And they even do some free DLCs. Like, not even a lot of people know this one, but Match Day, you get like stadiums and stuff, right? Like, this is all free, all of these right here. And these are like the real stadiums, which is like super cool. So modeled after like, this is from Paris. Anyway, so I like Colossal Order. That's kind of the long and the short right there. Right! You know what? That's the only DLC I don't have installed right now, Nizura. I totally forgot about that one. Darn it. Here I am saying I'm a fanboy, and I'm failing. Alright. Let's get some bus access to this back road here. These are asymmetrical roads. I probably have to set up at least one little spot there for the turning around thing. Sorry, for the how you doing, you know what I mean? Oh, I don't want monorail, I want tram. Man, so many, it's almost too many roads now. Oh, no, I don't want tram, because that doesn't connect. No, I take it all back, take it all back. We'll just do that, though. So pedestrians can access this, and we can have, say, a parking lot or something still attached to that right there. Okay. But yeah, here I want to set up a like a turning lane kind of setup. Yeah, there we go, just like that. Ha, love it. And I want the double going in. Now I wonder if we can get a split happening on here. Gosh, where can I find? There it is. You have to be really creative when you're not using mods. Ha ha ha. I don't know what it is. Visually, I love this so much. When I found that out, I was just like, you shut the front door. Who did this? Look at that, right? It just feels like you're playing with mods. I don't know. But those stadiums, yeah, those are actually from a few months back. But yeah, just do a search for Match Day. Get a generic one, and this you can change the name and the colors and stuff for. These ones are like kind of the, like, you know, the ones from like big name Europe cities. Okay. Back to construction. So same idea. Let's just maybe connect some parking lots into these guys here. Go for some symmetry, but also like not symmetrical at the same time, if that makes any weird sense. And then when I play on the 18th, I'm going to be using a limited number of mods. That's a little bit cleaner. See right here, someone else is just trying to snap me over to that. And I wish there were like hotkeys. So you just press like control, whatever, and that would just take off the snapping. That would be kind of nice, I think, right? Which bend are we talking about? This one right here, like that little bend into the station. And I might be mistaken, but there maybe is one other free DLC. I'm not 100% though. But the new mass transit, that one is $12. Which 90 degrees are we talking about here? Because these trams, I don't see 90 here. Like these ones, like no one's gonna go like this, if that's what you mean. Like I would not, like this one. This could even be one way. Well, no, because actually I want both sides in use. But no, I would not do a weird turnaround like that. I'm gonna have my tram turnaround point right here. Actually, I'll just do that really simply now. And the idea and logic to this is I would have each one of these little areas be a separate spot to pick up passengers. So multiple trams for multiple lines don't have to really wait for each other to get in and out of this spot. And what's really neat too is if you're a gap spacing of 1 unit, when you add a traffic light, it'll create one big timed light section. So this is actually one intersection right here. So it'll work with the trams like that. I think I'm actually gonna keep it. That's pretty crazy. But I kind of like it. I want that to be a bridge. Actually, what am I doing here? Yeah, Pearls from the East Coast. That one I got to. That one's free as well. And what the heck? How come I don't have that one yet? Missing out here. Oh, I somehow managed to do that over there too. Oh, what? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm not going to connect that to here because I think that's intersection overload, just for that one set of lights. But thought about it. What I sometimes do is this, and then I'll connect them with a like a walking path, just kind of like that. Yeah, it names, like, once you do stuff, isn't that so cool? The Clark Bridge. So, like, the auto-naming thing, I don't know how to describe it. I love it so much. It adds such a little bit of extra fun to it. And what's really crazy is you can change all the names you want. It just, I don't know, it feels like an entirely different game. Like, if I played SimCity, if I played SimCity, that would feel like a different game. No, if I played City Skylines, going back to, like, what is it, 2015, March 12th, day one of the release or whatever it was, and I played that game for a few hours, and then you gave me this game, told me nothing, I'd be like, oh, well, City Skylines 2, definitely a big improvement over City Skylines 1, and they'd be like, ha, same game, and I'd be like, no, stop it. No matter how people die, there's always problems with this one little building here. But yeah, no, I cannot get over the night and day the difference, like literally too, because the game did not have a night and day cycle when it first came out. But man, yeah, this game has just come so far, and it's like, you know, I feel like the proud dad kind of thing, right? All right, so I'm gonna do some of these little inner kind of suburby things. So it just kind of forces local traffic to kind of hang out here only, which I kind of like. Yeah, SimCity 4, you can street name and stuff like that. And I honestly, I don't know when, but I for sure am going to be doing a SimCity 4 stream. I'm trying to think, I want to do a split over there too, but so yeah, I don't know when that'll be, but for sure at some point I want to do that. Alright, this area's starting to come together. And then, now that we're getting some employees through here, I think we can get some, one of the transit lines going. Will that give me that snap the whole way? Come on. No. Can't get that lucky. What? It's just I can. Cool. Maybe I can just put down some commercial right here, and that'll bridge the connection. We actually don't have to put in a new set of power lines there. Is that okay like that? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that would make actually perfect sense for that to open up for that lane. Yeah. Hey, Kaludis, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in today. And McLovin, I've actually had a few people ask me that just in the last like couple weeks. Strangely, it seems like everyone out of nowhere wants to send me stuff. So I'm actually gonna set up a PO box in the next like week or two. So I'll have that eventually in the description of my YouTube channel, and I'll probably post a little tweet or something. I'll send a tweet out when that happens. But as of yet, not officially, but very soon. And I'm hesitant to give out my address for what I hope are pretty obvious reasons, you know? Not that I don't trust you, but it's like, you know, you never know.
Hello again from the classic.
Oh no, what did I do here? Darn it. I've ruined things. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to reverse engineer this thing. Oh, darn it. Let's upgrade to that. That was the issue. There you go. Okay, I want to make sure we get this the snapping points, everything back. Darn it! Why did we do this? Oh no. All right, it may actually hold where the snap point was before. Yep, I think it does. Oh, guys, I didn't show you the crazy new train stations. I really like them, but I really wish they had a smaller version of them. So like this is bonkers, but I love it. Like I don't know how to describe that, but it's too big to use in everyday cities. So it's a 12 station platform, right? It's just a little bit much. I wish they had like a 3 station platform. So it's like, or just like, you know, the half, this thing cut in half or whatever. Or you could add it down as like a module attachment. And then they also have like the throughway version instead of the end cap. But it's such a nifty, like I really like it. All the info boards and stuff too. Like someone really did a great job with this asset. A little ventilation and all that stuff. So it's just a little bit too big, I think, to use in our current setup. Maybe as the city grows or something, but kind of fun. Yeah, you'll get the road naming. You'll get your junction tool. So if you want to change traffic lights, add stop signs, like that kind of stuff, you'll get that with the base game. You'll get your new roads with the base game, which is like super cool. The only thing you don't get are basically the new forms of public transportation. So you won't be getting the the ships or like the airships or the monorails or the cable cars, but you get everything else though. Okay, so let's start zoning over here. I wanted to get some monorail traffic in here. And the goal of it was to get some industry, so we're gonna have to zone some of that here too, even though it's going to be kind of polluting and ruining the niceness of the spot. But it's a necessary evil because we need manufacturing still in our city. Otherwise, we'll end up with a bit too much truck traffic trying to get in and out of the area. I'm just gonna throw down some parking lots and a few other random things here. Oh good, we have water already. And then I'm hoping that I don't have to place any power lines. Yeah, great. Although this probably has to get connected to the main city. I could probably use some more power up here. And still, like, what in the heck is going on over here? It's like our city is like neglecting trash pickup and stuff down here or something. It's so weird. I don't know if these buildings are like bugged or whatever. Graveyard right here. Strange. But you can kind of see, like, when I do my little localized neighborhoods like this, you can see how local the traffic really is, because coverage reflects that, right? So cars won't even drive through here, so mission accomplished. I love doing these. It's like an inner city suburb feel. And again, if you have like a gap spacing of 1 unit between the roads, when you put an avenue between them, it creates one big set of timed traffic lights, which is super cool. So no double lights, so no mod required. But I figured this out before the traffic light control came in, so now you can do whatever you want, right? Obviously. But yeah, this has kind of like a transport tycoon kind of feel to it, right? All right, well, I mean, this just, I don't even understand, right? This is next door to a police station. It's almost like no one's using this road here. They're not going down to do the turn or something. I don't know. Maybe as the city grows. I don't want to get bogged down by that. Okay, so let's connect our monorail, and yeah, let's get some action down here. Oh, you know what though? I wanted this one to go. Let's plan on coming from that side. And here I am drawing this out like that. Because I got a station over here. I think these might eventually make the connection, right? Make like a U shape out of this. Have another station over here. I'm going to leave this for the moment, but that might not be how this ends up staying. Instead, I'm going to connect to our main hub through this direction. Sorry, a little all over the place here, but I think we'll get it eventually. Oh no! I hate when that happens too. Like when the city is like crooked relative to the tiles or whatever. Okay, let's go. Yeah, KPD, it's honestly, it is as good as I thought it would be. My only, like, the few things that still kind of bug me, and this might just be a little bit of a bug with the developer one, but when you go hit your bulldoze, sometimes it brings you to this, and you can't get out of the underground bulldoze view by pressing page up or page down anymore. So it took me forever to figure out this was the button I had to toggle. And then there's some stuff that's not really 100% intuitive. Like, for me to find this took me a little bit of time, embarrassingly. And the only thing that I kind of get frustrated with, and it's not really the right term, because it's not really frustrated, but this, having all these extra options, is sometimes a little bit much. And so I'll usually turn off the road guideline. I'm happy with everything else, but I kind of miss the one click turning that on and off. But otherwise, yeah, no, I really